Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Rizky Rivaldi with student ID 20550610002. Today I will make video with a title I'm afraid to speak English to finish my final exam. Okay, let's start it. I'm afraid to speak English. People will laugh at me. What if I start a conversation with a native speaker and suddenly forget words? What if I just can't to support a conversation like I want to able to use my English? I have so many fears. What should I do? Hey, my name is Muhammad Rizky Rivaldi. Today we're going to talk about this question that arise in your head whatever you are confronted with a situation to speak to a native speaker in English. I just want to say like first of all, I'm pretty sure you heard that many times that I just all in your head, but I know we need to kind of dig deeper and talk about you first because I had to fears like even know when I speak Indonesian because I'm a perfectionist. I get a very nervous because I know I make I make a mistake and I know I forget words and I know everything like this happens and my face turns red and I just you know and I actually starts happening like when I'm relaxed my Indonesian is a lot better like if I am in environment just talking to friends or just talking to someone at the store it will be like really smooth language when I start thinking like oh my god like this is one of the reason I stopped recording video about Indonesian just because it's been declining and I have two spheres. But I also have them in English. But with English, I understood that English it's a tool, it's an instrument that I use to improve my life. And without it, I won't be able to achieve my new goals. I won't be able to get to new levels of wherever YouTube on my company development. Okay, so today I'm gonna start with fear number one. People are gonna laugh at me. The only time if been laugh in term on my English is when like laugh in real life. Get mocked about my accent a lot on social media, but it happens because I get hundreds of thousands of views and I understand that even kittens get dislike on YouTube and there will be people who are and happy with whatever I'm doing and just because I'm doing it they will be posting bad comments and hating me for whatever I do. But I also understand sometimes I actually good to have the feedback because people tell me, Risky, what that was wrong. That rest wasn't correct. But they're not laughing at me. They're telling me how to improve and I accept that with gratitude. So the only time I've been laughed at, I actually haven't when I was talking to my friend, I told him I was so hooked up with this person like I want to say they were really connected with a person but I use a partial verb to hook up with someone and I actually means have a sexual relationship and this is not what it was not what I mean. And another time it happened recently on Instagram. I came to a butcher store and I post a story that I miss his meat and meat in American conventional English. When you say I miss his meat, means I miss his and again people laugh at me because at me, but I thought it was funny. Like it's not like and it was like DMS people. Oh my god. Oh my God, Rizky, do you know? It was second meaning, and it's not like they are angry at me for making the mistake. Was like a friendly advice. So if never ever had like people in real life like laugh at me, like say, "Oh my God, your English is so bad. What are you doing here?" Never ever happened in my life. I started practicing English at the age of 14, and I was hanging out with really means like teenagers can be really mean, and they can tell really bad things in your face, but never that ever happened to me because people understand that I'm making an effort to be understood. They understand that I come from a completely different culture and that I never spoken English to my parents or to my grandparents. So the only exception here in social media, like if you're speaking English and social media, just be ready to get those head comments, and even if you're perfect in English, even if you're 120 out of 120 on TOEFL, and you post a video how you got that score, you will still like, if it goes viral, you will still get comments from people. It's impossible, your English is not good, it's not good enough. Like there will always be people on social media hating you, but in real life there's like this tiny chance it's gonna happen, but it's not gonna happen, guys. Native speaker, especially Americans, especially British people, are very friendly in real life. People who I met, people who I talk to in English, even when I was intermediate, they were really friendly and really supportive. So it's all in our heads. And I think if you have this fear in English, like people would laugh at you, you probably have it in in other aspect of your life. So it is just another reason for you to sit down with yourself and think about, like, I don't have to be liked by everyone. And again, I'm a person who was this feeling all the time. I want to be like be everyone. I want it. I'm fighting this. Like once I started my channels, I realized I can be like be by everyone, but it was really hurting me. Every time I read something negative about myself, and it took me a while to understand and to realize that my goal is to use my talents, is to grow as an entrepreneur, YouTuber, whatever, as a daughter, and do the best that I can. What other people think about me, it's other people business. They have their own understanding of reality. They have their own experience. Maybe they just have a bad day, but it doesn't have anything to do with me. And if you want to dig deeper in this problem, I really advise you to read a book, The Courage to Be Disliked. It's like one of those books that I started reading last year. I think last year I had this, I don't know, personality crisis. But I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. I'm afraid to do this because people will comment and they will be unhappy with what I do. And I start just doing a lot of psychological research. And I started doing reading a lot of books, and that was one of the books that really helped me. Like just talk about how you can control other people emotions. You can control what they things of you. What you have to do is focus. What you can do the best is focus on your goals and start and achieve them. Another thing I could recommend watch The One on Netflix tells just about this woman entrepreneur who a little ruthless, and she's not like a role model that I want you to follow, but it just talks about like how she deals with all the problems that arise. When I was thinking like if I were at her place, I would have definitely given up, but she continued going. I really encourage you to read this book, to watch The One on Netflix, and to just read interview relates to the topic, because this would help you in your life in general, not just with English. Of course, you will realize that you know the majority of people won't laugh at you, and if they will, it it is their problems. It's not your problems. You're doing your best. You're practicing your English. You are putting effort into being understood by people who don't even speak your language and don't even make an effort to learn your English. Okay, psychology class is over. Let's move on. Let's move up to some practical advice regarding other things that you can do. So there is another fear. What if the conversation gets too complicated and I want to be able to support it? I also get this fear. Like for example, again, I can really relate to this English right now because my language is pretty. I would say pretty advanced to talk about all kinds of topics, but with Indonesian, I can totally relate. And when people start asking me about business, I understand that I will start a conversation. I will talk about my company, but as they start digging deeper, I will be like, oh my god, this is too complicated. And what in 2018 I had to have surgery in Indonesia, and I was surprised I was actually able to communicate with doctors and nurse about medical stuff, because basically when we talk about English, we have 1,000 words. They make up 86% of the conversation. And what you really need to know, if you know those 1,000 words, if you go into specific conversation, you can always ask for definition of like specific word. So it was in Indonesia doing that surgery. I was like, oh, and I what is this Indonesia? I can say that in English, or I could show you on Google. And once I learned like 5 or 7 words that I needed that were related to that surgery, the conversation became really easy, because you don't need to know like the whole idea of surgery, medical, business, vocabulary to support an advanced conversation. All you need is those 1,000 word. And also if you're like, oh, I don't know how many words I know right now, this is doesn't actually matter. If you understand this video, that means you know enough words to support a conversation. So start practicing, and if you forget a word, if you don't know the term, if you forget a word, you can just Google it on your phone with a Google Translate and show your party this word, and you will be totally fine. And this is, by the way, you learn this word really fast. Let's continue. Another question is that what what if I feel shy? What if I stop and freeze? Okay, this can happen as well if you are not too nervous about the conversation. The trick that helped me a lot is to pretend that you're someone else, because again stopping and freezing has to do something with what's going on with you internally. Like maybe you're again thinking that people are gonna laugh at you, and just there are so many thoughts in your head that you can just process them. So imagine uh, that you're a different person. If you're speaking to a native speaker, you're probably in a new country. Nobody knows you, and once this conversation is over, you will part ways in this person. So try to pretend your favorite movie character. Try to pretend you are an American if you are in America. Try to pretend that you are this famous blogger that you really like. I don't know. Try to pretend to be someone else just for this conversation. It just lets your fears go, and it helps you become more confident when you speak. When you speak. Okay, next, what if I offend someone? That's another fear, and one thing I want to remember here in that when we talk to person, people pay attention to our body language, to our facial expression or emotion, and even if you say something incorrectly in English, they would understand you didn't really mean it, and also they would understand like if they tell you about something and you don't understand but you just say yes, and a lot of times people will tell you didn't understand, right, and they would explain in another way. It's okay to say I didn't mean that, sorry. Was that offensive because my English is not good enough? It's okay. But if you're smiling, if you're open, then people will understand 100% that you didn't mean to offend them, that it was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. That is something that we use to in our culture or mix up the word people will understand. Okay, now let's wrap up this video with a couple of tips. If you have an important conversation in English coming up, maybe you have an interview with a university. That worst mistake then you can do. It's actually overthink. It makes sense to prepare. Tell yourself, okay, I'm nervous about this conversation. I'm gonna have in English. It's fine. It is fine. I understand that I'm nervous because it is an important conversation. I understand that that my English is maybe not good enough, and I haven't practiced a lot, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and I'm gonna use this conversation as practice. And after the conversation, I'm gonna sit down and think what was good and what was bad. I was really bad at like analyzing things afterwards because I'm I'm this perfectionist, and when I shoot a video I don't want to see just because I understand I could have done better, and this is an endless process. But I actually tough myself to look at numbers. I tough myself to actually sit down and I and think what I did wrong and what could be done better, and it helps a lot with your progression. So after that conversation, sit down with yourself and think, did I do everything I could do? And if not, just have some tips for yourself for the next conversation. And I have this note in my phone where I just put in things that I could do better in my video. And I have two tips that I always look at before an important in important video, and just remind myself that my those mistake it is okay. It is okay. It's good. I know about them. And I gonna be better in the next video. Okay, the next tip from me, do it until it feels normal. Just keep having those conversation in English. Keep being shy, keep being nervous at some stage. You're gonna be tired of it, especially if you're in English speaking country, or if you're applying to universities. Like I have a lot of people here in the US who are applying me the universities, mostly children of my friends. Oh my god, I'm so old, but they applying to like 24 college at once. And interview number 10, you just get tired it, and you also to just get used to it, and you don't feel nervous anymore. So keep doing, also adopt the growth mindset. Something we've already talked about, like I am bad speaking English, my accent is not good enough yet, but I'm using this as way to practice, and I'm using this exact conversation as my to improve. you know Life is simple. We overcomplicate so many things. We tend to think that this meeting is game changer. It's not. You can always do another meeting. There's so many people in the world. There's so many opportunities, and if you don't get any result from the upcoming conversation, doesn't matter. You can do a lot more conversation. The most important is thing is that you have yourself, you have your time, you have your brain that helps you speak English. Like, don't create problems for yourself. Enjoy life. We only have one life, and I want you to go ahead and enjoy it, and look at everything from a positive perspective, especially if it's something like smaller, like conversation with a native speaker. Come on, it's gonna be fine. Life is easy. Smile. Tell yourself that if not today, you're gonna make it tomorrow. If not tomorrow, you're gonna make it in a week. It's fine. You'll get there. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have friends who are struggling to speak English or any other language, please share this video with them. And I see you very soon in my next video. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.